Phil, that was Valerie Gangas, our friend and author. And it's a great book. It's a great story. And like you mentioned, she is not a kid, but she's not from our generation, right? She's not a baby
Right.
boomer. She's
I know, but let's
but
not
she,
make ourselves feel old.
yeah. And let's not make ourselves feel old. But she has a slightly different perspective from her
Yeah.
generation, and and it goes to show you it doesn't matter when you were born. The quest for higher states of consciousness, for deeper understandings of life and whatnot, is always there. And I think
Well,
it's a
Dennis,
yeah.
let's get real here. You and I were a lot younger than Valerie is now
Right,
when we
exactly.
got onto the
Right,
path.
we got on to that. Well, I was 20. You were probably even younger, right?
No, I was, well, around the same. Yeah, 2021.
And it
Yeah.
hit me. It hit me out of nowhere. I had not most when I started TM. Most of the people that my friends and all weren't into. So they were into psychedelics and stuff like that, but not really spiritual practices. And so it was relatively new to me. Many people I know who started meditation when I did, they were involved in other forms of meditation or yoga, or many of their friends were. But for me, it was stunningly new.
Yeah. Well, we are now talking on February 20th, 2018, and I had just written an article about this being the 50th anniversary of the Beatles being in India. And
Wow.
so that's how long some of our, tendencies in this direction
Right.
have been, that's how long ago this all started.
Right. And
It's,
you mentioned in your book American Veda, and I mean, it's real apparent that everything changed after that because,
yeah,
look, that stuff was there before, and it's not like, hey, the Beatles discovered enlightenment, but because they were well known and they associated with uh, these ancient teachings, that all of a sudden interest welled up in the West, and because those teachings had great value for many people, it stayed around and it keeps
yep.
staying around. And
And
it
it's
yeah.
rediscovered anew by different people at different times. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. Valerie came to these discoveries a few years ago. People are coming to them as if they have discovered it for the first time,
Hmm.
on the planet all the time. But this has probably been going on for thousands of years.
Right.
People
Yeah.
discover these ancient and eternal spiritual truths, and then depending on where they are and who they are and what period of history it is, they find their way to a path,
Right.
and that's the eternal thing. And here in the West, we mark certain events like I did in American Veda as these turning points, but everybody's turning point is different.
Right.
So
And it's
anyway,
interesting
but
because
here she is.
yeah,
Yeah, go
I,
ahead.
I was going to say the, these ancient teachings, these ancient truths, we could say, are rediscovered. They're always there, but they're rediscovered and then
Right.
brought out in the language and the of the time. And I think that's well that comes out in her book title, "Enlightenment is
Yeah.
Sexy." If somebody in the 1700s, 1800s, you probably wouldn't have seen something like that.
You wouldn't have been like that in 1960s
Yeah,
either,
yeah,
because even then, well, in hippie circles
right,
maybe, but other than that, it would not have
right, right.
been appropriate.
Amazing, but I think now people are very comfortable with that. People are looking at it. I think one of the things that's taking place now is there are so many avenues toward self-realization that people are trying to sort through them and see which ones have the greatest value, which ones are most appropriate to them, and on and on. And I should take this time to also mention that one of the other teachers that really brought East to West was Yogananda, and most people listening to this now, this is February 2000, late February 2018, when this is aired. Your book on Yogananda, the biography, will be out, and right? Tell us.
Well, it'll be out in April,
Hmm.
so 2 months, and but people listening now can pre-order it, which I'm going to advocate strongly,
Hmm.
and go to my website philipgoldberg.com and read about the forthcoming book and the free gift that comes with pre-ordering it.
Right.
But we don't want
Yeah.
to overly
Yeah.
commercialize
Yeah.
this moment,
Yeah.
Dennis. But thank
Well,
you
we
for the
will, but I
mention.
will anyway. So yeah,
Okay, thank
and
you,
also
thank you.
it's a great resource. People should read it. They should read Valerie's book. They should read spiritual literature. And I know, Phil, you're American Veda, and I know with the Yogananda biography, you've done enormous, and that's understating, amount of research. So there's a tremendous body of knowledge that will be available there. And please,
Okay,
and Valerie again, she's helped us from day one. She's been a big fan of our show. Really appreciate it, and she is a very deep thinker. She's got a lot of heart, and I think uh, brings out aspects of spirituality and the journey of us of spirituality that most people, all people are on, whether they know it or not. She brings it out in a way and has a different angle and maybe a different language in describing it, but it's very illuminating. And
yeah, and we should say that the title, enlightenment is sexy. It's not a book about sex or
mhm,
spirituality and sex. She means sexy in the sense that you know. A loose term for being alive and being attractive and being
right,
comfortable in your skin
right,
and that sort of thing.
right. And one of the things she brought out in the interview, which I thought articulated what her book is all about, and that is that we people should, and especially at this time, are so often our self-reference is external, and it should be
Yeah.
internal. It's not about everybody. Who are you? What do you look like? Everybody's so concerned about what they look like on the outside,
Yeah.
and where they really should be focused is on what's going on inside, and let that be reflected on the outside. And I
Well,
think
that's
those values, yeah,
the eternal message that has to be reabsorbed from time to time.
right. All right.
All
Well,
right.
Phil, till next time.
Next time, Dennis.
Over and out.